Rafi lived a simple life on the edge of the desert planet Zirin. He was a trader, a repairman, and sometimes a guide for lost travelers. His small ship, the Breeze, was old but strong. He had a robot helper named Toru, who often made strange, beeping sounds and gave useless advice. Still, Rafi liked the quiet life far from the war zones and greedy space cities. That morning, he had gone to trade some fuel cells at the nearby station. The sky was red, and the wind carried dust like sharp needles. After the trade, he walked back to his ship, moving through the rocky path. As he walked, something caught his eye. It was a shape on the ground, not far from the trail. At first, he thought it was just some broken armor or a lost bag. But as he got closer, he saw a figure. A woman lay there, face down in the dirt. Her clothes were torn, her skin covered in cuts. She wasn't human. Her skin had a light shimmer, like moonlight on water. Rafi looked around. No one was near. No sign of a ship or camp. Only the sound of wind and sand. He moved carefully, checking to see if she was breathing. She was. Her chest rose and fell slowly. Her face looked tired, and her lips were dry. Without thinking too much, Rafi lifted her in his arms. She was light and cold. He carried her back to his ship, his boots pressing deep into the sand. Toru rolled out from the ship, beeping wildly. "Don't start, Toru," Rafi said. "She needs help." Toru scanned her with a small light and made a few fast clicks. No ID chip. Toru said, "Unknown species. Signs of energy loss. Danger level uncertain. She's hurt." "That's all I see," Rafi said. He laid her on a soft mat in the cargo room. He cleaned her wounds with warm water. Her skin shimmered under the light, and a soft glow came from her fingers. Rafi wrapped her arms and gave her a few drops of water. He waited beside her, wondering where she came from and why she was alone. A few hours passed. Rafi cooked some soup and placed it near her. She opened her eyes slowly. They were bright, almost silver. She looked at him, then at the small ship. Around her, "You helped me," she said in a quiet voice. "I couldn't leave you out there." Rafi replied, "I'm Rafi. This is my ship." The woman looked around again. Her body was still weak, but her eyes were sharp. "You don't know what you've done," she said softly. Rafi raised an eyebrow. "I found someone in trouble and did what anyone would do." She shook her head slowly. "No, not anyone, and not for me." She sat up with effort. Her hands trembled. Rafi passed her the soup. She held it carefully, as if it might break. "What's your name?" Rafi asked. "Minna," she said after a pause. "That's a nice name," Rafi said. "Where are you from?" She looked at him, then looked away. "Far, very far." Tor rolled in and made a soft alarm. "Her energy is unstable," Tor warned. "It's rising and falling in waves, like a broken star." Minna put the cup down. "I didn't want to be found, but they will come. Now that I'm awake." "Who will come?" Rafi asked. She stared at the wall, her face still pale. "The ones who made me run. The ones who want what's inside me." Rafi felt a cold shiver in his chest. He didn't understand, but he saw truth in her eyes. She was hiding from someone, and they were dangerous. "You're safe here," he said. "I won't let anyone hurt you." She looked at him again. Her eyes were wet, not from pain, but from something deeper. "You're kind," she said, "but you don't understand." "Help me understand then," Rafi said. Minna picked up the cup again and took a small sip. The warmth returned to her cheeks. Her voice was quiet, almost a whisper. "If you knew who I was," she said, "you would have run." Rafi didn't speak for a moment. The words stayed in the air like dust caught in sunlight. He looked at her. He saw someone tired, scared, but not evil, not dangerous. "Well," he said finally, "I'm still here." Minna closed her eyes. Her body relaxed for the first time. For now, she was safe. But in her heart, she knew it wouldn't last. The storm was coming, and Rafi had just stepped into it. The sun on Zirin rose slowly the next morning, casting red light over the desert. Inside the ship, Rafi stood near the control panel. His mind was full of questions. Who was Minna really? Why was she being hunted? What was she hiding? Minna sat quietly in the corner of the cargo room, wrapped in a blanket. She stared at the floor. She hadn't said much since last night. Her hands were steady now. The strange glow on her skin had faded a little, but her eyes still carried that deep worry, like someone who had seen things that could never be forgotten. Rafi placed a bowl of warm food next to her. "You need strength," he said. Minna nodded and took the bowl, though she barely touched the food. "Thank you," she whispered. Tor rolled into the room, blinking lights on its face screen. "Skin complete," Tor said. "Still no match in any species record. No planet data. No ID code. She is completely unknown." Rafi turned to Minna. "Even Tor doesn't know who you are. That's rare. You're not listed anywhere. That means you're either very hidden, or someone erased everything about you." Minna said nothing. "I want to help," Rafi said gently, "but I need the truth." She didn't look up. Instead, she placed the bowl aside and stood up slowly. She walked to the ship's viewing window. Outside, the red desert stretched into the distance. Small sandstorms moved across the rocks. "I come from far away," she said finally. "So far that most people believe it is just empty space. But there is something there, a place full of silence and power. My people lived in peace for a long time. We used energy from stars, not machines. Our minds worked together. We didn't use weapons. We didn't build cities. We became light itself." Rafi listened carefully. The way she spoke was different. Slow, thoughtful, as if every word had weight. "But not all of us wanted peace," she said. "Some broke away. They wanted to control the energy, not share it. They took others and used them as power. Sources, living fuel. I was born with a strong light inside me. They tried to take it. I escaped." Rafi frowned. "So the people chasing you, they're from your world?" Minna nodded. "They're not just from my world. They are working with bounty hunters and warlords. They sell our power in secret. I am the last of my kind who escaped the prison, and they will not stop until they find me." Tor beeped an alarm. "Message alert. Local town reports black ship landed outside the city. No signals sent, no trade logs. Silent rival, Minna's." Face grew pale. "They found me." Rafi moved quickly to the ship's controls. He checked the outer cams. A black ship was parked outside the desert station near the fuel market. Its shape was sharp and wide. Its engines gave no sound. 3 armored figures had stepped out and were asking questions. One of them had red marks on his helmet. "That's Commander Yell," Tor said. "Known hunter. Works for any side that pays well. Very dangerous. No rules, no mercy." Minna stepped back. "He's the one who took my sister. I ran when I saw what he did. I've been running ever since." Rafi turned to her. "You're not running anymore. We'll hide you." Minna shook her head. "He always finds me. I can feel his search. He uses machines to track my energy." Tor lit up again. "Then we must mask it. Your glow is still active. It will pull him here like a signal." Rafi grabbed a metal box from the tools shelf. Inside was a signal blocker. He adjusted the wires and held it up. "This will help," he said. "It can shield small energy bursts. If we place it under the floor, it may block your signal long." "Enough?" Minna nodded. She sat down while Tor helped connect the device. Once the blocker was working, her glow dimmed completely. Outside, the bounty hunters were moving closer. One of them scanned the area. Yell stepped forward, his voice loud. Through the speaker, "We know you're here," he said. "Give us what belongs to us. No one else needs to suffer." Rafi locked the door and turned off all outside lights. "I don't care who he is," he said to Minna. "You are safe here. I don't give away people like trade goods." Minna looked at him with soft eyes. "You don't know what you're doing." Rafi answered without fear. "Maybe not, but I know what's right." They stayed silent for hours. The black ship didn't move, but its crew kept walking through the town. The people there said nothing. They had seen Yell before. They knew what happened when he got angry. Inside the ship, Minna rested again. Rafi watched her sleep. He thought about her words, about living fuel, about people used for their inner light. It made him angry. It made him want to protect her even more. Later that night, Torres scanned again. Yale's ship still outside. Torres said, but his team is spreading out. They're setting small sensors to track energy. We must move soon. Rafi packed supplies. We'll go into the hills. I know some old mining tunnels. They won't be easy to find, and they won't track anything through the rocks. Minna stood up. Her strength had returned. You should leave me. If they catch you helping me, they'll destroy you. Rafi gave her a soft smile. I've already made my choice. Minna placed her hand on his arm. Her touch was warm now, not cold. Then I'll follow you, for as long as I can. Together, with Toru behind them, they stepped out of the ship and into the red night. The desert night was cold. The stars above were sharp and bright. Rafi, Minna, and Toru moved quietly between the rocky hills behind the space station. Rafi carried a pack on his back. Minna walked slowly, wrapped in a long coat. Toru rolled behind. Then with soft wheels, scanning the ground with a low light, they had left the ship behind. Rafi locked it from the inside and set it on sleep mode. No energy signals would lead the hunters there, but they could not stay in one place for long. The old mining tunnels are close, Rafi said. They were built years ago, before the desert spread this far. No one uses them now. Minna looked up at the hills. Her face was calm, but her eyes were alert. Do you think they'll follow? Rafi nodded. Yale has machines, drones, trackers, heat sensors, but the tunnels are deep under rock. His tech won't reach that far. If we keep moving, we can stay ahead. Toru beeped. Movement detected. 6 clicks behind. Possible scout. Drone? Small. Fast. Rafi turned and saw a faint red light in the sky. A drone. Shaped like a flying claw. Scanned the ground from above. It moved in slow circles. Searching for heat. Stay still. Rafi whispered. They crouched behind a large rock. The drone passed by without noticing them. After a minute, it flew off toward the station. They moved again, this time faster. By sunrise, they reached the entrance of the old mining tunnel. It was hidden behind sharp rocks and a broken wall. Rafi pushed the stones aside and opened a rusted door. The tunnel inside was dark and cold. The air smelled like old metal and dust. This way, Rafi said. Toru turned on a soft yellow light. They walked deeper inside. The walls were rough, and old wires hung from the ceiling. There were no working systems, no lights, no signals. Perfect for hiding. After walking for almost an hour, they reached a wide chamber. There were metal crates and old machines covered in dust. Rafi wiped the spot clean and sat down. We'll rest here, he said. Minna sat beside him. She looked tired. Her glow was almost gone now. She placed her hands on her knees and closed her eyes. Rafi looked at her. Is it safe to rest? Won't they still feel your energy? She opened her eyes slowly. Not here. The rocks around us are thick. My light doesn't move through them. But we can't stay forever. He will search the whole planet if he has to. Rafi nodded. We'll think of something. Back near the station, Commander Yell stood beside his ship. He wore black armor, and his helmet had sharp points on the sides. 2 of his soldiers stood with him, scanning the area. Yell's voice was cold. The signal disappeared 2 hours ago. One soldier said. Yell stared at the screen on his wrist. She's hiding again. But her kind always glowed bright. She can't hold it in forever. He turned to the town leader, who stood nearby in fear. Where's the human who owns that ship? Yell asked. The leader shook his head. He left before sunrise. No one saw where he went. Yell didn't believe him. Searched the hills. Used the small drones. Set up pulse towers. I want her. Before nightfall. Back in the tunnel, Tor ran a check on the outer world. 3 drones launched, the robot said. 1 is heading east. The other 2 are sweeping north and west. They are closing in. Minna stood up. Her face was serious. I don't want you both to be caught, she said. I can go alone. They want me, not you. Rafi shook his head. You're not going alone. We started this together. We finish it together. Minna looked at him for a long time. Her voice was soft. You don't even know what I carry. Inside me is a force older than stars. That's why they hunt me. They want to use me as a battery. Or worse, Rafi crossed his arms. Then let them try. But they'll have to go through me first. Tor beeped twice. Alert. One drone changing course. Coming south. Possible tunnel scan. Rafi looked around the chamber. We can't stay here. We need a new plan. He opened his bag and pulled out a small black box. It was an old signal jammer. Not strong, but enough to confuse a drone. I'll go back up. Set this near the hill. It will draw them away for a while. Minna stepped forward. No, I'll go. They won't expect me to move first. You're still weak, Rafi said. I'm stronger than I look, she replied. Rafi hesitated, then gave her the box. Stay low. Drop the device near the surface, then return fast. Minna nodded. She walked back through the tunnel, her footsteps light and steady. Rafi watched her go, then sat with Toru. She's not just running anymore, Rafi said. She is fighting now. Toru answered. Outside, Minna reached the surface. The wind had picked up again. She moved behind rocks and climbed a small ridge. She placed the jammer near a flat stone and turned it on. A blinking light showed it was working. Suddenly, a flash in the sky caught her eye. A drone spotted her. It dropped fast, making a loud screech. Minna ran down the slope, her coat flying behind her. The drone fired a net, but she slid under a rock and disappeared into the tunnel entrance. The drone scanned the area but found nothing. Yale received the signal from the drone. He smiled under his helmet. She's nearby, he said. Ready the shadow pods. We'll smoke her out. Minna reached the chamber, breathing hard. They saw me, she said. Rafi helped her sit. You bought us time. That was brave. Minna looked at him. We'll need more than time soon. We'll need to fight. Rafi looked at the dark tunnel. Behind them, his heart was calm. Then we'll fight, together. The hunters were close. But so was the fire inside them, a fire that no machine could scan, no drone could track, and no hunter could break. Rafi moved quickly through the dark tunnel, checking every path with a small light. Tora followed behind, scanning for energy signals. Minna walked close to them, her coat brushing against the rocky walls. She was quiet, but her eyes were alert. The warning in the air was strong. They're getting closer, Minna said. I can feel it. My light reacts when they come near. Rafi stopped at a broken ladder that led to a side tunnel. We'll take this path. It leads to the canyon. There's an old shuttle buried there. I hid it years ago, when I used to fix mining ships. Tor beeped, energy spikes above ground. Enemy units approaching fast. Air support confirmed. Shadow pods activated. Rafi looked at Minna. What are shadow pods? She replied, black machines that spread smoke across the ground. They block vision, confuse signals, and force people to move out of hiding. Once they locate a life form, they send a heat net, fast and deadly. Rafi cursed under his breath. Then we need to reach the shuttle before they trap us in here. They climbed up the broken ladder and entered the side tunnel. It was narrow and steep. Dust fell from the ceiling with each step. Rafi helped Minna over loose rocks, while Tor moved ahead to check for danger. After 20 minutes, they reached the end of the tunnel. A wall of soft stone blocked the way, but Rafi pushed it aside. Bright light rushed in. The desert was wide and empty. A dry canyon stretched out below, with cliffs on both sides. There, Rafi said, pointing to a pile of rocks shaped like a ship. That's the shuttle. They slid down the slope and reached the shuttle. It was rusty and half buried in sand. The wings were broken, and one engine was missing. But the main core was still in place. Rafi opened the hatch. Sand poured out. Inside, the cabin was dusty but safe. He turned on the power unit. The lights flickered. Tor rolled in and connected to the system. Power core at 30%. Enough for a short flight. Navigation damaged. No map systems. Manual control only. Rafi smiled. Good enough. We just need to get off this rock. Minna sat in the corner of the shuttle. Her face was pale. They're very close now. Tor's screen blinked. Warning, enemy drones approaching. 4 units. One heavy scout, arrival in 5 minutes. Rafi checked the engine panel. Wires were cut. He grabbed his tool bag and started working. Sweat ran down his face as he connected wires and replaced broken parts. Sparks flew. The engine coughed. Come on, Rafi said. Just give me 5 seconds of power. Outside, the air turned dark. Black clouds dropped from the sky. Smoke poured across the canyon floor. The sound of flying machines filled the air. Shadow pods circled above. Minna stood up. Her hands glowed faintly. They're scanning, she said. I need to block them. She walked out of the shuttle and stood on the sand. Her eyes closed. A soft hum rose from her body. The glow in her skin grew brighter. It formed a wave that spread across the canyon. Inside the shuttle, the power core lit up. Energy boost detected. Toru said, power at 70%. Launch possible. Rafi looked at the door. Minna, get back in here. She opened her eyes. Start the engines. I'll hold the scanners back for as long as I can. Shadow. Pods dropped nets from the sky. 2 of them aimed at the shuttle. But Minna raised her hands, and a bright pulse of light pushed the nets away. The machine shivered in the air, then fell down. Yale stood on a high cliff, watching through his lens. His face stayed calm. She's stronger now, he said. But she's still just a light. Light can burn out. He pressed a button on his wrist. A large drone shaped like a spider flew down from the sky. Its arms spread wide. It aimed directly at Minna. Rafi ran out of the shuttle. Minna, it's too strong. You can't stop that. She turned to him. Her face was calm. Then go. You need to live. If they take me, you must keep going. Rafi shouted. I won't leave you. Toru's voice came through the speaker. Engines ready. Launch possible. Decision needed. The spider drone shot a beam of dark energy toward Minna. She raised both arms and blocked it. But the force pushed her back. Her feet dragged across the sand. Rafi ran and pulled her into the shuttle. The door shut behind them. Minna collapsed in his arms. Go, she said. Now, Rafi jumped into the pilot's seat. He gripped the controls. Hold on. The engine roared. Sand exploded beneath them. The shuttle rose into the air. The spider drone chased them. Firing again, Rafi turned the ship hard to the left. The beam missed by inches. Toru launched a flare from the back. It hit the drone and sent it spinning into the canyon wall. Target disabled, Toru said. Enemy losing signal. The shuttle climbed higher. Rafi flew it over the hills, past the edge of the smoke zone. Below, the bounty hunters fired blindly into the sky, but they were too late. Inside the cabin, Minna lay on the floor, breathing slowly. You saved me, she said. Rafi looked at her. You saved all of us. She closed her eyes. Her body rested. At last, the glow in her skin faded to a soft shimmer. Toru beat from the front. No map. No beacon. Where shall we go? Rafi looked out the window at the stars above. Somewhere they can't follow. Somewhere quiet. As the ship flew into open space, the dust of Zirin faded behind them. The chase was not over. But for now, they had escaped, and Rafi knew, deep in his heart, that Minna's story had only just begun. The stars outside the shuttle were still. No sound moved in the deep space. The engine hummed quietly, and the desert world Zirin had vanished far behind. Rafi sat in the pilot's seat, his hands resting on the control panel. His eyes stared at the blackness ahead, searching for a safe place. Minna slept on a padded bench behind him. Her body was weak, and the glow in her skin had faded to a soft shine. Toru rolled beside her and monitored her pulse. She is stable, Toru said, but her energy waves are still changing. She must rest. Rafi nodded. She used too much power back there. She took on that drone by herself. Toru beeped low. Her kind may be rare, but they are strong. If her full energy wakes, she may become stronger than you can imagine. Rafi glanced back. Then we better make sure she wakes up on our side. The shuttle moved into a dark zone of space. Stars here were dim, and a strange blue mist hung like a cloud. Rafi checked the screen. No chart for this zone. He said, old ships call it the Silent Reach. Not many pass through here, Toru. Scan the area. No signals, no ships, no stations. It is safe to hide. Rafi turned the ship toward a small moon-shaped rock in the mist. It had caves and smooth stone. He landed the shuttle inside a hollow valley, far from scanners. The engine shut off. Silence filled the ship. Rafi placed a cover over Minna and sat next to her. Hours passed. The glow in her skin stayed steady now. Her eyes opened slowly. "Where are we?" she asked in a soft voice. "A place no one looks," Rafi said. "We're in the silent reach. It's quiet here." Minna sat up. Her face was tired, but peaceful. "I can feel it. This place is clean. No scanners, no machines, only natural light." Rafi handed her water. "You almost burned yourself. That drone would have crushed you." Minna looked down. "I couldn't let them take me. If they captured me, they would use me to hurt others. That is how they work. They take light and twist it into weapons." Rafi leaned forward. "Tell me more. What are you really, Minna? What is this light inside you?" She looked at him for a long time. Her eyes held no fear now. "Only trust. My people come from a place beyond the mapped stars," she said. "We are not fighters. We were made to balance. We used energy to heal planets, repair broken skies, and bring peace to wild systems. We were called the Silent Circle." Rafi, listen carefully. Tor recorded every word. "But long ago, others grew greedy," Minna said. "They wanted power, not peace. They captured my kind and locked them in special prisons. Machines pulled energy from our bodies. We became living batteries." Rafi frowned. "And you escaped?" She nodded. "I escaped when one prison broke down. I ran from system to system. I hid. But I could not hide forever. Yell and others like him hunt my kind and sell our power to warlords. They turned our gift into a weapon." Rafi's voice was calm. "How many of you are left?" Mina's eyes became heavy. "I don't know. I thought I was the last." Tora blinked. "If others are alive, we can send a signal." Minna looked at the control panel. "No, not through normal signals. My people speak through light, through waves of pure energy. But the call must be made from a natural source, not a machine." Rafi stood up. "Then we'll find that source." Minna shook her head. "It's not easy. There are only a few left, hidden across space. I would need a starburn crystal to boost my light. Only then can the wave reach them." Toru beeped fast. "Starburn crystal. Known source. Planet Run 9. Dangerous storm world. No trade. No rules." Rafi grinned. "Perfect. Let's go there." Minna looked surprised. "You would risk that for me," Rafi replied. "I didn't come this far to stop now." Toru set the course. The shuttle turned slowly and pushed out of the hollow moon. The mist around them thickened as they passed through it. Suddenly, the ship shook. A strange pull tugged at the engines. "Gravity wave," Rafi said. "Hold on." The mist cleared, and ahead was a small space station, floating. With no lights, it looked abandoned. The shuttle flew past it slowly. Toru scanned the area. No life signs, no signals. But one small pulse. Rafi looked at Minna. "One of yours?" Minna nodded slowly. "Someone left a mark. A light signal. Weak, but real. We're not alone." They didn't stop. The station faded behind them as the shuttle moved toward Run 9. Hours later, a storm appeared in space. Blue lightning cracked through clouds. The planet below was covered in thick gas. Its surface could not be seen. "That's Run 9, Rafi said. "We land, we find the crystal, and we send your signal." Tori checked the scans. Danger level high. Weather unstable. Entry path narrow. Strong winds. Rafi looked back at Minna. "Can you hold the shuttle steady with your energy?" Minna closed her eyes. Her glow rose again. Bright and calm. "Yes, I can guide us." Rafi grabbed the controls. "Then let's go bring your people home." The shuttle dropped into the storm. Lightning flashed across the sky. Clouds spun like great beasts. But the ship held strong. Inside, Rafi, Minna, and Tor prepared for what came next. Far away, Commander Yell stood inside his new ship. His scanner blinked. Energy detected. His soldier said, "Faint, but true." She called someone. Yell smiled. Then the hunt continues. But this time, Minna would not run. She was going to rise. The storm winds of Run 9 roared like a monster from the old days. Lightning flashed across the clouds, lighting the sky in bright blue and white. The shuttle shook as it pushed through the thick gas layers. Rafi held the controls tight. His eyes stayed fixed on the path ahead. Steady, he said. Toru hovered beside him, scanning the readings. We are close to the surface. Magnetic pull is strong. Crystal Cave is near. Behind them, Minna stood in silence. Her skin glowed brighter now, not in fear, but in strength. She had rested. Her light had returned. Rafi glanced at her. Are you ready? Minna nodded. Yes, I can feel them. Crystal's call. It's pure. Alive. It wants to help. The shuttle broke through the last layer of cloud. Below, the surface of Run 9 was a strange world. The land was full of black stone, red rivers, and sharp hills. Wind moved across the ground like a living force. Nothing grew here. No city, no life, only the silent wild. Toru pointed to a tall rock formation ahead. That is the place. Starboard crystal located inside. Rafi lowered the shuttle between two cliffs. The ship landed on a flat rock. The storm blew round them, but the ground was steady. They stepped out together. The wind was strong. Sand and sparks flew in every direction. Rafi pulled his coat tight. Toru wrapped his body with a shield. Minna stood tall. Her glow cut through the storm like a light in the dark. They reached the mouth of the cave. The walls inside were smooth and shining. As they walked deeper, the air became quiet. The sounds of the storm faded behind them. Then, the cave opened into a wide chamber. In the center stood a crystal. It was tall and sharp, glowing with a deep blue light. Minna stepped forward. Her hands began to shine. The crystal responded. It glowed brighter, as if it knew her. This is it, she said. This crystal is old. It remembers my kind. Rafi looked at the walls. Strange symbols had been carved into the stone. Toru scanned them. These are light codes, Toru said. Not language, not numbers, just pure signal. Minna placed her hands on the crystal. The glow from her body entered the stone. It pulsed once, then again. A wave of light spread through the cave. It moved up into the air, reaching the sky. The storm outside shifted. What did you send? Rafi asked. Minna closed her eyes. A message of return. A signal of life. If any of my kind are still out there, they will feel it. They will know I'm alive, and that I am not alone. Toru beeped, energy wave complete. Broadcast carried beyond known range. Suddenly, the ground shook. Rocks fell from the walls. The air became heavy again. A dark sound echoed from above. Something is coming, Rafi said. He ran to the mouth of the cave. Outside, the sky had changed. A large ship was landing in the distance. Its engines blew fire and dust in all directions. It was black with red markings. Minna stepped beside him. Her face stayed calm. It's him, she said. Commander Yell. Toru confirmed it. Hunter ship landed. Enemy drones activated. 4. Walkers moving toward cave. Rafi grabbed his tool belt. We hold them here. We can't let them take the crystal. Or you? Minna placed her hand on the cave wall. A layer of light formed across the entrance, like a shield made of glass. They will try to break it, she said. Rafi nodded. Then we stopped them. Outside, Yell marched forward with his soldiers. He held a blaster in one hand and a scanner in the other. The scanner showed a strong signal inside the cave. She's in there, Yell said. She found the crystal. That's why her signal is so strong. One of his men asked, What now? Yell replied, Break the entrance. We take her. We take the crystal. And we end this. They fired heavy beams at the shield. The cave shook again. Dust filled the air. But the shield held strong. Inside, Minna took a deep breath. Her glow turned bright gold. I can stop them, she said. Rafi looked at her. You don't have to do it alone. Minna smiled. I'm not alone. Not anymore. She walked to the center of the cave. Her light reached the crystal again. It pulsed harder now, as if filled with new power. The light wave rose once more, but this time it carried something else, a reply. Tor's scanner blinked fast. New signal detected. Several. Multiple lights returning message. Estimated 6. Locations. All unknown. Mina's voice was strong. They heard me, far above, in deep space. Quiet ships began to wake. Across distant stars, hidden places lit up. The silent circle was not gone. They had hidden. They had waited. Now, they were answering her call. Outside, Yale's blaster hit the shield again. A crack formed. He smiled. She's weakening, he said. Just one more shot. Inside the cave, Minna turned to Rafi. We have only one chance. I must release my full light. It may break the shield from the inside, but it will stop them. Rafi stepped closer. You might not survive. Double quotes. Minna touched his arm. Then you carry the rest of the message. Promise me. Rafi held her hand. I promise. She walked to the center of the cave and raised both hands. The crystal answered. A strong light shot into her body. She became brighter than anything Rafi had ever seen. She was not just glowing now. She was light itself. Outside, Yale prepared his final shot. He aimed at the crack and pulled the trigger. Inside, Minna opened her arms. Her voice echoed through the cave. We are still here. The light burst out of her like a sun. It passed through the cave, through the ground, into the sky. It struck Yale's ship. It hit the soldiers. It wiped out the scanners. It ended the storm. Then silence. When the dust cleared, Rafi opened his eyes. The cave was calm. The crystal still stood. Minna lay on the ground, not glowing now. Her body was still. Rafi rushed to her side. He touched her hand. Minna, he said. Stay with me. Tors scanned her. Pulse faint, light level low, but still present. Rafi picked her up gently. You did it. They're gone. Outside, the enemy ship was broken. The soldiers had fallen. Yale was missing. Above them, stars twinkled in strange patterns. Rafi knew it was not random. Others were coming. In this time, the galaxy would see the light. The cave was quiet after the great burst of light. Minna lay in Rafi's arms, breathing slowly but steady. The crystal's glow had faded, but the air still felt alive. Outside, the storm had ended. The sky above Run 9 was clear, filled with stars shining like a promise. Rafi looked down at Minna. Her skin was soft now, no longer glowing, but her eyes slowly opened. She gave a small smile. We did it, she said quietly. The message was sent. My people heard. Rafi smiled back. You were incredible. I never thought I would see such a light. Minna sat up with his help. She looked outside the cave entrance. They are coming. I can feel it. From the stars, many lights are moving toward us. Tor rolled next to them. Its sensors active. Confirmed. Multiple ships detected. The silent circle is returning. Rafi's heart beat fast. You're going to meet your people again. Minna nodded, and they will want to know what happened. What I survived. What I fought for. Suddenly, the ground shook beneath them. A large shadow passed over the cave. Outside, shining ships appeared in the sky. Their shapes were soft and smooth, glowing with colors of blue and green. They moved gently but with power. From one ship, a figure stepped down. She was tall and glowing faintly. Her eyes held wisdom and peace. Minna stood quickly and walked to meet her mother. Minna said softly. The figure smiled and took Minna's hand. My child, you carried the light far and kept it safe. You are the hope for us all. Rafi watched as the two embraced. He felt proud and amazed. He had saved someone important. Someone who could change the galaxy. The visitors looked at Rafi with kindness. You helped our sister, the mother said. For that, you have our thanks. Rafi bowed his head. I only did what was right. One of the ships opened a soft door. Light shone inside. Come with us. The mother said to Minna and Rafi. There is much to explain, much to prepare. They entered the ship. Inside, the walls were smooth and alive with light. The silence was calm, but full of meaning. Minna told her story. The silent circle had once been many, spread across stars. They healed worlds, helped life grow, and kept balance. But greed had hunted them. Their power was stolen, and many were lost. Now, Minna was the key to bringing them back. Rafi listened and asked questions. He wanted to understand this new world, the silent circle, and his place in it. Minna looked at him. You saved me. You are part of this now. Days passed as they traveled through space. The silent circle grew stronger. Ships appeared from hidden places, friends of Mina's kind, waiting for her light. But danger was not gone. Yil had survived the battle on Run 9. His anger burned. He vowed to return with more power. The war for the silent circle was only beginning. Rafi prepared for what was ahead. He trained with the new friends. He learned to use small machines that could shield and protect. He helped plan how to defend the light. Mina's strength grew every day. She learned to control her power. She no longer feared it. Instead, she used it to heal wounds and calm storms. One evening, as stars danced outside the window, Mina spoke softly to Rafi. I was scared when you found me. I thought no one would help. But you did. You gave me hope. Rafi smiled. You gave me hope too, for a better future. They stood together, looking out at the galaxy full of stars. A future full of light and peace was waiting. Together, they would face it. The silent circle would rise again, and the light inside Minna would never fade.